live. It's working. One so. Period. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the community. What am I saying? Hello, everyone. Welcome back home. Welcome back to our community. My name is Shudara Esther, and I'm your host. And if you're new here, welcome. And please do not forget to subscribe and put on your notification bell. If you're new here, just help us grow the community. If you're a returning subscriber, hi, beautiful person. I appreciate you. And today, I do not want to chit chat because we have a guest. Come on. Guys, this is my clinical partner and my friend. Okay, I'm going to say your surname like Letu Jaka.
Come on. Y'all don't get it like guy, friend.
Oh, guys, isn't this cute? I mean, we could just cut it here. And
Real, I'm so gassed. So gassed to be here, guys. I have been waiting to be a feature ever since she said we must do a video together. I said, I am down any day, any time, any place. I will be there to record. Man, I will be there to record. And I'm so gassed to be on your channel, friend.
Thank you. And to all our friends who are in Cape Town, hi guys.
Hi guys, all the way from Lady Smith Band.
Hey. We're here. Yeah. Okay, so before we get into the icebreakers, should we just maybe tell the people what a clinical partner is? Sorry, I don't know why my light is flashing.
I will do it, but I think it looks good.
Okay,
still,
perfect. What is a clinical partner? And I know like we're friends, but we're also CPs. So what is a CP for somebody who doesn't know?
So a CP, like Radara said, it stands for clinical partner. And basically what your clinical partner is like your bestie, your support system through the rough times and the good times in hospital. Especially since like you start having your CP pairing when you first go into hospital, and we started in third year going to hospital together. And you know, when you're in hospital, you don't know what you're doing, man. Someone will say, go get the things for an IV on the first day, and you have no idea what an IV even is. So your clinical partner is there to run around the whole hospital with you, trying to figure out what the things you need to collect for an IV is, essentially. But yeah, they're your support system, and they help you through a lot. We go through a lot together as a CPs. Doctors put us through a lot. The system puts us through a lot. Patients put us through a lot. And so your CP is there basically to support and be a friend you can relate to when we go through all these challenges and triumphs in hospital.
Real. Yeah, for me also, like, it's just somebody who is there for all your firsts, and like your first time getting bloods, your first time presenting a patient, your first time being in theater. It's also somebody who is willing to be your photographer, you know.
Period.
When you're there on the theater table, like just a young snap to remind you, somebody who knows you, and also somebody you know, like a familiar face, because we're always being put in different groups all the time, but at least your CP is always there with you. So yeah, guys, it has been a journey since third year. We haven't ever fought, which is crazy.
But it's so great because I actually can't imagine going to hospital by myself, but now fighting with the person that's supposed to be my CP. That's just a bit mad, if you ask me. So I'm just glad that we haven't had any arguments, and she's honestly been so great as a CP. I couldn't have asked for anyone better, to be honest. It's been so
great. Okay, I'm gonna cry. But yeah, guys, it's been great. And also, like, Letu has seen me melt down. I've seen Letu and we've just seen each other at the best and the worst point. Okay, let me not prolong this any longer. First icebreaker: if your stethoscope could talk, what would it say about you? And by the way, her stethoscope is blue. This color.
It's exactly the same color as the shirt that I'm wearing.
Yeah.
If my stethoscope could talk, what would it say? I can go first. I'm still trying to think.
I think mine would say, girl, what were you stressing about?
Real.
I think that's what mine would say. Also, it would say, girl, it's okay. Like, you know what how it sounds like now.
Real.
Because I'm always there like, It's the heart. And
Yeah.
I'm sure my stethoscope is like, oh, we've heard enough. It's fine now. But most importantly, it would say, what were you scared of? Look
Yeah.
at you.
I
Yeah.
think you're same. Hey, it would really say it was never that deep, guys.
Mm.
Because I don't know when you're because of the nature of like hospital and the fact that you have to present to doctors, and now
Yeah.
some doctors ask you weird questions and
Sure.
put you under weird stressful environments. So now already when you're seeing a patient, you're now over listening or you're overdoing things
Yeah.
and you're over prepping,
Yeah.
overthinking everything.
Mm.
And it's just like, girl, relax. Like, you knew what was going on with the patient.
It's not
Why
that
were you
deep.
so stressed out? It's not that deep. And even
Yeah.
if you didn't know, it's not that
fine.
deep. It's
It's
so fine.
okay.
You
You're
were never
student.
like you're literally still a student. You were
Sure.
never gonna know everything. These people are consultants. They've been doing this for the past 20, 25 years.
That's my chart.
Please don't compare yourself to them. You will cry if you compare yourself to them. It was never that deep.
Never.
It was literally never that deep.
It's never that deep. It's never ever that. And I think that's one of the things that I've also learned to just get onto you, that these people have been doing it for the longest time. You're here for a young 4 weeks, and now you think you want to be at consultant level. Like, no, girl,
it's just
relax.
never gonna work. It's never gonna work.
Second question. Would you rather, I want to hear your answer on this. Would you rather do a 24-hour call with no food or redo your OSCE, your first ever OSCE? By the way, our first ever OSCE was in the skills lab in second year.
Yeah, I'd rather to redo my first OSCE, to be honest with you guys. No munch for 24 hours or even no break for 24 hours. I am so sorry. I would actually perish. Like, I literally would perish. I would rather go through all the emotions and all the anxiety that I went through for my first OSCE than do a 24-hour call. No munch.
No way.
And you, friend?
No way. I would also, you know what? I would, no, wait, let me think about it. But you know, I don't like food like that.
Yes, though.
But also a break is necessary. So are we saying, if we're saying a break, it's fine. I can take a break and not eat. I'll be fine. But then if we're not taking a break, then it's fine. I'll do my OSCE, guys. It was not that serious. We're just checking JVPs and checking pulses. Life was still nice. And I can't believe I cried. Like, why was I crying?
When you look back at it, it's actually so crazy because you're just like, it was actually never that serious. Of course, when you're doing it because you've never apex palpated before, or you've never seen a proper JV distinction, and now you're just stressed. They're like, oh my gosh, am I even doing this technique right? But now in like fifth year, it's even just like you're like to the patient, even when you're not even in the proper position, but because you're used to this, you're just like, please just look to the left a little bit so that I can see. And you just look back and you realize that, guys, this thing was never that deep.
Palpating for the liver was never that serious.
It was never that serious, guys. For us now to be, okay, friend, inhale now, and then no, guys, it was never that serious, please, man.
And also to our friends that are watching, you guys still owe me, because I remember people coming to now practice on me. Why? Because my apex is easy to palpate for. My liver is easy. Not everyone is digging into my abdomen. But anyway, fun times, guys. Anyway, let's get into the real conversation. You can see we are not on campus at the moment. We are in the Karoo.
In the Karoo. Y'all don't get it. Like,
I don't think you guys understand the amount of Africans I have spoken in these weeks. Like, I actually can't believe it. And also the amount of Africans I can hear now. I'm just like, oh, okay. Guys. Every time I'm like, hello, Ekisrudairo. I'm just like, oh,
come
my
on,
goodness.
Afrikaans Macy in the his way.
Yeah, but anyway, excuse me. We're in the Karoo and we're doing our primary healthcare rotation, which has been a journey.
Journey is the word.
It has been a journey, but we're going to just backtrack for a second first and just talk about like how the journey has been from the start, even before coming to med school, because you guys know that this girl loves the talk about mental health, and it is one thing that I was graciously given by medical school. Before medical school, it was never a thing. I was like, mental health, who? But now it is something that I'm very passionate about because thank you, medical school. We have heard our journey. So first question for you, friend, is that like, we prayed for coming to med school, obviously. And I know that if we knew what we know now, we would have prayed more for our mental health. But besides that, or even adding on to that, what are the things that you would have prayed for more, and or how would you have prayed differently? Besides just saying, God, please make sure I get in. Like, I just want to get in. I want to get res. I want to get good friends and pass. Would you have specified your prayers more, or would you have, yeah?
I think the first thing that's coming to my head, which I'm sure I've had a lot of conversations with like my friends and my family members about this thing called imposter syndrome, and how, because most to get into medical school is a very competitive thing to get into. You have to get really, really high marks to get into med school. And it's like it's more than just meeting the minimum requirements, because everyone gets level 5s, everyone gets level 6s. You have to get a level 7, and you have to get a high level 7, because everyone who gets 80s and 90s also wants the very same thing that you want. So it's that thing of, in high school, I guess because the content, I could say, came easy to me. I didn't feel like I had to work hard to get to the marks that I was getting. Not to say that I wasn't working hard, but it was that thing of like, I feel very fortunate enough that I had, a good support system, and my parents are always on top of me with getting homework done and making sure that I get the right marks. So it wasn't something that I felt like I needed to now put that even more effort to sort of get the marks that I was getting. Of course, there was always room for improvement. My marks aren't the highest. They were not the highest in my school.
My goodness.
There was always room for improvement. So it just, I didn't feel like, so in summary, I just didn't feel like I needed to work overly hard to get the marks that I got to. When I came to varsity and I saw that, listen, the effort you're putting in high school,
oh no, honey,
it's not working.
That's bare minimum.
It's bare minimum. You will barely get by, if even that. I saw it. I saw it during chemistry. That module, guys, it nearly finished us.
It was in first.
It nearly finished us.
The bane of our existence.
Shame. And even in high school, guys, I have to admit, chemistry, I did not enjoy chemistry. Chemistry was not my strong suit.
Same.
But chemistry in varsity, yes. What a different animal. But anyway, so it was just that thing of, now, during the time in high school, I felt like I was working hard, even though retrospectively I'm looking back at it and I'm just like, girl, you weren't working hard at all. But in the moment, I felt like I was working hard. So now when I was putting that same effort in varsity, and I wasn't seeing the results that I saw in high school, it felt a lot like, what am I actually doing here? Like, is this place even for me? Do I deserve to be here? Because when the marks come through and that PDF spreadsheet pops up on the group chat, and I'm seeing people getting 70s, 80s, 90s.
I hate them for that.
Thingies, and I'm sitting there with my 50s and 60s. I'm just like, where are we? Because this is not what I signed up for. Do I deserve to actually even be here? So going back to answer the question, I think I would definitely have prayed for me to have more confidence in myself, and to also be more forgiving on myself, especially during that year in high school. I mean, listen, I have older cousins. All my cousins told me, listen, varsity is tough. You will not be getting the same marks that you get in high school. If you're an 80%, trust, you will be a 50-60%. And in high school, for some reason, I thought, I'm going to be the one that changed the status quo.
Because you guys are not working hard.
Exactly. So now when you get there and it's just like, so I think, I definitely would have prayed more for that, and would have changed my prayers to sort of be more in that direction, and not focusing less on, but like still praying for, I want to get in and things like that. But I definitely would have shifted my prayer to also just, once I do get in, please can you guide me and support me and be there for me in those areas of being more confident in myself, being more forgiving on myself.
Yeah.
And things like that.
I loved when you say being more forgiving of yourself, because it's almost like, go, what are you doing? What are you doing? And if you don't first now say, you know what, you're doing your best, it's okay, then it's going to just explode. And that's how the problems start. For me as well, it was the same. It's not that I didn't work hard in high school. I did work hard. You know, Musa, I went to a paramilitary school. We had to work really
tough,
extremely hard. But then the thing is, now the effort that I was putting in high school was enough for me to get the marks that I wanted. It was enough for me to say, you know what, I did that. I'm happy. That's my mark. But that same effort was not enough in med school. And I was just like, but I'm trying. I'm doing these things. I'm doing everything that I can, but it's still not enough. And it also comes back to now, am I not enough? And it doesn't only now affect your medical school career, it now spills over into other areas of your life. That's the worst part. Excuse me, or rather the worst and the best part about mental health is that it's not a thing that affects one part of your life. As soon as you start not feeling enough in your career, you're not going to feel enough in other areas of your life. You're not going to feel, and we're both Christians, by the way. We love the Lord. We love Jesus Christ down. But if now you're having imposter syndrome, you're not going to feel worthy enough of God's love. And that is just going to make things get worse and worse. Guys, it's not cute. And I just know that this is something that I was thinking about a lot last year. And I was just thinking, because I did pray a lot to come to med school. We all did. And I was just thinking, I wish I had prayed that please prepare me for the tough things, because obviously everybody told us med school is not easy. And I was just like, yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go in there. But I wish I'd spent more and more time just praying for the tough things that I had heard about and the tough things that I didn't know were going to come up, because I didn't know that studying was going to be tough for me. I was the most hardworking person you've ever met, guys. I would sleep 3 hours a night and I would be fine and I would function. You can't do that in med school. You can't do that. And also the worst part is you can do your 3 hours sleep and then it's still not enough. You're still barely making it. And it's frustrating. So it comes back again to forgiving yourself, having grace with yourself. All of those things are a part of mental health. And also the thing with resilience. I don't know, like in high school, yes, I was resilient, but not the kind that I am now. I was resilient. We all were. Like if you look back to the person that you were in high school, you were that girl or that boy, to my brothers in Christ here. But like it just takes another level of resilience to be in med school. And even for those people who are not in med school, to be an adult in life, like being in your teens and being in your 20s is very, very different. And it takes a level of resilience to choose to now say, okay, I felt this yesterday, but I'm going to come back today. I'm going to try this again. I'm going to look for help. I'm going to this. That is resilience. And that is also mental health. So yes, med school was not very gracious with our mental health, but it also, like, why am I saying this as it's in the past tense? We're still here. We're still here, just to confirm. We're still medical students. But yeah, it's still teaching me that, resilience is part of taking care of your mental health. Being forgiving with yourself is still a part of mental health. Being compassionate to other people is still a part of mental health. So yeah, guys, it's been a journey. It still is, but we're happy. We're grateful. We're and then the other thing that I wanted to ask you was that, how before we came to med school, we were given all these things, or to university. Mm-hmm. We're not only talking about med school here, anyone who's in university. Before we came here, we were told you must get vaccinated for this. You must, whenever we do like a procedure in hospital, you're told, protect yourself, remove the hazards. I love that. I love that we emphasized on, protect yourself. Vaccinate yourself, do this. But we focused on a certain part of health and we didn't really focus on our mental health. We were never told, like, directly that your mental health is at risk by being here. So you need to protect yourself. It was always your health is at risk. You might get TB. You might get a needle stick injury and get hepatitis, HIV, or everything. But we were never ever told that you might watch your patient pass away and it will not sit well with you for the rest of your life. We were never told you might see somebody who is extremely sick and then they get discharged because there is nothing more we can do. We were never ever taught to protect our mental health in that sense. So I just wanted to just have a chat. It's not a question now. It's just like a young chat on what you think about that and like what you wish they could do more. I know that the universities are trying. Everyone is trying, but there is always room for improvement. What's your take on that, friend?
Before coming into med school, I was the same as you in that I didn't really think about my mental health. Like I didn't really, or mental health specifically concerning like academics and being in that space wasn't something that I really thought of until it came to until I came to medical school and I saw that life is real, life is yay. And like you mentioned, like you're in hospital and you're seeing your patients pass away, you're seeing people that are extremely ill to the point of it's at this point we're just trying to manage what we have and there's not much we can do to prevent or to fix the initial thing that caused your illness and things like that. And it definitely takes a heavy toll on your heart. It takes a heavy toll on your mental. It's really intense. And then there's this other disease within us healthcare workers where we all of a sudden want to be in competition with each other and see who can last the longest in the hospital. Now we're busy, they're in competition. Oh yeah, guys, I only left at 6 p.m. yesterday. And no, but yes, that other time I only left at 10 p.m. And it's just like, guys, why are we fighting to see who can, like, why are we fighting?
What are we doing?
Why are we doing survival of the fittest?
Real.
Like you don't have to be survival of the fittest. I think that's my biggest challenge and my biggest issue that I have with or between us healthcare workers, in that we all know that healthcare is tough. The things that we see every day are not normal things that people should be seeing. And so now when we're now going to further dig ourselves deeper into this weird hole of being in a negative downcast space, where now people are doing competition of who got less sleep, or people are doing competition of who managed to stay and work the longest. And now all of this is at the expense of your mental health. Like it's okay to clock off if your contract says 4 p.m. is when you clock off. Please clock off at 4 p.m. so that you can go home and get rest. And so that you can recuperate and have time to process the things that you saw in hospital. There are so many stories and so many cases of doctors who get into car accidents on the road from call. And it's just like those things don't need to happen, guys. We don't need to consistently perpetuate this system of we have to now be survival of the fittest. We have to be strong.
No,
you don't have to be strong. Please, guys, take care of yourself first, because if you don't take care of yourself, how are you going to take care of the patients if when you're now sleepy, or now you're now falling into depression or anxiety? Triggered by this, when all of this, it didn't need to happen. You don't have to continue to perpetuate this weird system.
Real.
Guys, that's not right.
It's not right. And also, like, it also comes back to number one, you can't pour from an empty cup. What kind of picture are you now painting? You're telling your patients, and we do this. There is also sometimes where it's inevitable. We're telling our patients to take care of themselves, not exert themselves too much. But we're the ones who are going back and forth, exerting ourselves, not taking care of ourselves, all in the name of I'm carrying the system. No, you don't have to carry the system. The system will not fail because you are not there. And especially as medical students, I think it is something that we need to cultivate early, and it is something that needs to be instilled in us. And I'm hoping they are instilling it in the new curriculum, at least, that you really the system is not going to fall apart because you're not there. Yes, you're a pivotal part in, in the team, but you also need to be optimized. Excuse me. You need to be optimized, and you need to be at some level, not your best, but you need to be at some sort of level for you to function and to give the perfect care for your patients and for yourself as well. So yeah, guys, everything that Leto said, plus you can't pour from an empty cup. It's not possible. Please don't do it. This thing of survival of the fittest, it's not nice. Let's do away with it. Let's
It's not
just,
necessary,
it's
guys.
not
It
necessary.
was never
There's
that
no
serious.
need. It's never that serious. The system will not fall apart now because you were Narudairo who can't even do. Yeah, it's
Like,
no.
it's not gonna fall, and the system's not gonna fall apart just because you clocked off at 4 instead of 6 p.m. Like, come on, guys. Come on. It was never that serious. Now, this is not me saying, this is now a side note. This is not me saying now if there's still ward work that needs to be done that you didn't get done during the day, you mustn't stay behind that extra 30 minutes to get the ward work done. I think it's best to get the ward work done. But what I'm saying is you don't have to now stay an extra 3 hours to help out the night shift. It's night call for a reason, my babes.
Yeah.
You are on day shift for a reason. I think it's best you go home, and it's okay that you go home. You don't have to thug it out and go home.
There's
6 hours after your shift ends. For what?
That's also, I think, that's mom later coming, and you got the mom accent, you got the soft parenting and the strict parenting. What work must be done?
Yeah, what work must be done at the end of the day. If you didn't do your ward work during the day for whatever reason you didn't do it, I think it's best you do it, and you don't leave it to the night staff to do it.
Let's not do that. Let's not do
guys,
that.
You don't have to, especially now you're going to. The only reason why you're staying you're staying until 6 is so that the next day you can tell Rudari Guti, yeah, nah, told me I stayed until 6 yesterday. For what? You're saying it for what? So then what? Guys, it's not right.
It's also another thing of intention, because like, why are you doing the things that you are doing? For example, yesterday I took the day before yesterday. Yesterday I took a half day because I wasn't feeling great. Letu was feeling fine, well, better than me. I wasn't feeling that great. I took a half day. If I was a different kind of person, I would have said, okay, now I can't now let Letu, Letu's going back to work. I must also now going back, when I can see that, Sissy, you are not winning. Like, and also the clinic is not going to stop just because you are not there. So the thing Letu is saying is do everything with intention. When it's time to do your work, remember we said resilience is part of mental health. When it's time to do your work, do your work. But when it's time to leave, leave. Know when to do your work, know when to leave. Exactly. And that's also a good thing about having a clinical partner where you guys check each other. I know that Letu would never ever let me be a deadbeat. That's one thing that I know. She would never. I just know that she would never allow me to be a deadbeat. Like, that's just not possible. I'm sure she'll just look at me and say, "What are you doing? Like, come on now." And just believe me, I would never let you be a deadbeat as well.
So we got each other.
Yeah, still, which is nice because now you can see. Okay, no, but Rudaro, this is your. Please don't come for me, Zimbabwean people. I know how to say my name.
Please,
because now I'm being dragged for saying Rudairo. I know my name is Rudairo, but it's just, guys. Yeah. But anyway, I was just saying that, you have somebody who knows you, who has been working with you, who has also been your friend. We also pray with each other. We do pray for each other, even though, so like, that there is somebody who knows you is going to keep you in check. And anyway, okay, what a conversation, guys.
Hey, it's an NP, this conversation.
Very NP.
It's so NP.
Very
guys.
NP. But we need to now go back to here where we are. I did say we're in the Karoo.
Come on, Afrikaans Macy.
Little love saying that, guys.
I love it, and even though, yay, you see Afrikaans.
I was dribbled. I remember I posted an Instagram story that said, today dribbled me. Guys, one thing about medicine, it's a new language on its own. Every day you're learning new things. That's fine. Now, on top of that, you're putting another different language.
Afrikaans.
My head is spinning.
Afrikaans. bottom on the list of languages that I can speak. Oh, guys, it's hell, it's horror. Because you know what? Like in Cape Town, Afrikaans is one of the languages in Cape Town. Like, okay, fine. But the thing with Cape Town is that a lot more people speak English. And even the Afrikaans people speak English. Now when you come here to everyone speaks Afrikaans.
Girls,
not
a lick of English, not even a drop.
English. They are like maybe 70% of the people don't speak a lick of English
at all.
And so now you find some of them, it's better with some because at least they can understand what you're saying in English. Let's leave the ones that can't even understand what you're saying in English. But now when it's time for them to reply, and now they are speaking the Afrikaans, and then also I just feel like the Afrikaans, the flavor of Afrikaans, this side is different.
They speak it so fast. It's such a thick accent, and so I'm just like, I can't
hear you. Some of the words and the terminology that they use, I'm
different.
Just like,
it is
different. And so now I'm there sitting with Google Translate, but also Google Translate is not also translated the way that it needs to be translated.
Also, the time is running out. We have 2 beds in the east.
Time is running out.
2 beds. You can't now take.
Files are stacking.
You can't take an hour with each patient. That's not going to work. And now you need to make a diagnosis, or you need to make a working diagnosis at least, because now you need to call the doctor. By the way, guys, we call on our own.
Alone.
In the EC. It's just you. It's her. Or it's me.
Hey.
So now you must figure out what's wrong with the patient. What is the patient saying? And you must know that as a medical student, everything that you do is a potential test or exam. Because that time you're calling the doctor, you're not just calling to say, please come, you're presenting.
You're presenting
so
to
that
the
presentation could very well end up being your mini CEX. So you need to be very careful about these things. But now you can't, So, and now you're trying to put things together. Thank God for the good sisters that will also help you now. Because
girls, when I tell you it's hell in there, it's horror.
It would have never.
Horror. It is horror. The last time I did Afrikaans was in grade 7, and even then, it was like conversational Afrikaans. Guys,
it's different. It's very different.
So different.
And also then the numbers. I'm like, how old are you? I'm like,
what's going on, guys? Like, what is going on? Yo, guys, Afrikaans, shame. I never thought. I knew it would dribble me, but I have been dribbled. Yeah, I've been really dribbled. Shame. And sometimes it low-key does take a knock on your confidence, because you're just like, so then how can I help you, dude? And it's just like, I genuinely want to learn from you. I want to learn more. But I just can't, because
I can't
language barrier is such a real thing. Hey, son.
I remember we went for a patient visit the other time, and Lettuce's patient started crying. She was choking something very deep, and now I'm just like, I genuinely wish I could hear what you're saying, but I cannot. Like,
it's so tough because you can't even be there for the patient. Like, yes, you can read off of the non-verbal cues that they're giving you that this person's upset. Like, you can see that the person's upset. But now when it comes to words of consolement, if that's even a word, it's difficult for you now to provide that for the patient, because you don't even know what they were saying in the first place.
Because now I'm saying, it's fine. I hear you, but
that's not what the patient was saying. That's not the response. That's not the appropriate response. Like, so it is really tough. I think that's honestly one of my biggest challenges that I've had coming in. It's lucky what I wanted to say in my exit interview yesterday.
We should have said.
But that's a story for another day.
Another day. But we sort of got into it. Excuse me. We were sick last week, but we're getting better now. We sort of already got into it now about how the change of environment, the change of hospital, we train at a tertiary facility, and this is a primary facility, and it's just different. It's different. We're not on campus. We're not with our friends. We can't just say, oh guys, I'm coming for dinner at your res, or let's go for a walk, let's go for a run. This is new territory. We've never been here before. And I know that I went down very quickly. I didn't realize that the level of the change of environment would dribble me to such level, not only Afrikaans wise, but just change, man. I didn't realize that I hadn't dealt with my not liking, if that's a word, for change. And I think Leto saw that. Leto saw me go down, guys, and my CP could not do anything because I even didn't know what was going on. And Leto could see Usisi is being dribbled, but she can't do anything now because now we can't both be dribbled together. So one of us has to be strong. And yeah, my chummy was strong, guys. But I'm also sure you're being dribbled in your own way. So I just wanted to know, like, before I share my side of how I was dribbled, obviously not going too deep into because HPCSA, confidentiality, those things. So, like, how has the change of environment, the change of pace, just everything really, we've already spoken about the language, how has it dribbled you or not dribbled you?
I think I wouldn't say I'm a person that likes change, but I think because of the role that I play in, I guess, with my siblings and things like that. I'm the firstborn.
You can tell.
Hey, I'm the firstborn. Guys, it's tough being a firstborn. I would not recommend it. But shame, I honestly wouldn't change it for the world. Love those people down, even though sometimes they may not love me down. But that's a story for another day. But one of younger siblings, I'm
the younger sibling.
Nina, but so for me, because of sort of the role that I play and I allow myself to play also, is that role of I need to be sort of like a foundationary figure. So
steady one.
I try, especially when I'm with people, I try and be that sort of steady figure for people. And I try not let new environments shake me or thingy. I'm more so like a go with the flow type of person. And I will react to situations if they warrant reacting. If they don't, they don't. I don't know if that's all making sense, but in essence, I'm sort of like a foundationary person. So while I'm not really fond of change, I don't like leaving my environment, but being in a new environment, once I'm in there, it's not something that really shakes me like that in terms of like my physical reaction to things. For sure, there will be moments, and there have been moments where I'm in my bed and like, yo, hey, Sabawell to be back in Cape Town. Like, yo, this place is a bit tough. Or when you're driving and there's no familiar shops and it's just, guys, there's no fast food, there's no KFC. We've been eating home cooked food. This is
time
just
to wrap it up.
Like, it really is time to wrap it up. It's just been foreign. So it's just that thing of I'm acknowledging that things are foreign, but it doesn't, or I choose to let it not
phase
me, even though it is definitely easier said than done. It's taken me a long time to get to this place of where I can just sort of be in an environment and sort of adapt to that environment pretty quickly.
You got a head start. You're firstborn. Well, the other of us were still baking, and you had a head start.
Being a firstborn, you really do have to sort of adapt really quickly to situations, because again, like I said, sometimes you feel like you need to be that foundation, even though I think my parents were great at doing that. They've always just reiterated to me that you're not the parent. You don't have to be the parent. You don't need to be the parent. But I guess there's just something that firstborn in me where I'm just like, hey man, these are my little siblings at the end of the day. I need to protect them. And if they see that, or because I'm someone that they can relate to. Like, we can't always relate to our parents, whether you're the firstborn, whether you're the middle or the lastborn. You can't always relate to them. And so when you see someone who is a little bit older than you that you can relate to, sort of being shaken or stirred by something, that also can cause some instability and can make you sort of scared. So I just choose to be that strong person, so that when they're in a new scary environment, they at least have someone that they can relate to, who they can lean on in that time. So I try and be that for most, if not everyone in my life, that sort of foundationary thing. And I just go through it alone, but and sort of keep it inside, or not be outward with my expression of go. But
yeah, I've seen it. Like I knew it. Like I knew that this is how you are, but now seeing it in real life playing out, I'm just like, wow, Little, you're amazing. You don't let,
please.
Yeah, you're okay. So now let me go back to me. In third year we had your birthday, and I remember saying a speech, and I said that Letu is the one that is the stable one, and I run around like headless chicken. Guys, that is still correct. I'm such a headless chicken. It's actually scary, and I need to grow up because I'm not young.
Guys, we need headless chicken now. No. They keep life interesting. How?
But now imagine also, can you believe that I'm the older one?
She really is. She really
I'm the older one here. And when I think about it, I'm just like, yo. Anyway, firstly, that's also another thing that she said, that like you chose to say, okay, I am going to be a steady one and I'm going to react to change of situations like this. I, on the other hand, chose that I'm the baby in my life. Like, I don't know. I don't care where I am. I don't know who I'm with. I'm the baby. And that's just how it is. And it's so funny because I'm not the last born. I have a baby brother, but he treats me like I'm the last born because I stood my ground. I'm the baby.
I'm the baby.
I don't care where you
I will get the soft treatment. I will get what I want.
So that is a good thing and a bad thing, because now look at me. I'm a headless chicken, and sometimes in hospital, well, not sometimes, a lot of the times in hospital, I'm going to have to be alone. As we go older and older in the degree, we can see that here you have to be actually alone.
Even here in ladies' first day, or even not even first day, before we even arrived, you got sent our schedule, and the site coordinator split us into.
You are calling alone.
You are calling
You're
alone.
doing EC alone. You're doing clinic alone. So that also, it's not the first time we've been split like this, but just the change of environment, the splitting, the everything. I just was not coping, guys. I was not coping at all. But then I know that I don't do well with change of environment specifically. So I was like, you know what? I'm expecting this. It's fine. But I saw it's Friday and I'm still feeling like I want to crawl in a hole and never come out. I was like, hey, what is going on? I'm also grateful for my parents because I had to call my mother and like, Sissy, I'm not fine here. And you know my mother, you know a mother's prayer.
hey, guys, you guys don't know mother's prayers. They heal nations. I'm not joking.
Mother, I love this. I think there is a book that says when women pray. And I just like, guys, I'm telling you, if you're having a problem, go to a woman in your life and they pray for you. I'm telling you.
Literally, it will change your life.
But anyway, so I had to call my mother, call my father, just call my support system, because I've been burnt before by isolating myself when I'm not doing well mentally. And I'm so glad that I have this mental maturity now where I can see myself, I'm going down or I'm coming back up, which is great because I know my danger signs. I alert the people so that they check in on me so that I don't isolate myself. So yeah, at least I didn't isolate myself, but then I could just see, I'm not winning here. But the thing that I'm proud of myself for is that my reaction was mostly internal. Of course, Letu saw it a lot because we're in the house. But trust me, at the hospital, I was doing great. I was putting in my switches. I was admitting my patients. Of course, knowledge gaps here and there. We will get to that later. You know, there's a whole list of things that now need to be revised and revisited. But I'm just glad that I didn't now say, I'm taking the whole week off, or I'm actually not going to go to EC. Also, guys, like, I think God was just saying, my girl, you need this, because I remember my biggest prayer this year was, please prepare me for the situations that are going to come my way, or the future blessings that you're going to give me. One of the future blessings that God is going to give me is I'm going to become a doctor very soon.
And sooner than we think.
Yeah, very sooner than you think.
Yeah.
And when you become a doctor, you are going to have to adapt to change. You're going to be placed in a very different place. And also, EC is not always going to be nice and cute. Guys, please erase Grey's Anatomy or I don't know what the Good Doctor or anything. Hospital is not nice and cute and drama and romance. No.
Hospital is hell.
No, hospital is hell, and you need to draw now that resilience part of mental health. And EC was not nice and quiet and cute when it was now my week to go there. It was a mother.
So much happened in her week. I'm so shocked. I'm so shocked.
And it was a mother, and now I had to deal with that mother and the mother going on here that I'm not adapting, and the mother also going on in the medical student in me that I should be knowing these things, but I'm forgetting that the last time I did peds was a while ago, and I only did it for 4 weeks, so I don't have to now be so hard on myself. The last time I saw this, the thing the doctor that I was working with taught me was that don't see it as a weakness. See it as an area of improvement. Mm-hmm. Anything that you didn't know, okay, fine, you didn't know the answer now, but make it a point that from here forward, now you know. Whatever it is, even if it's a lot of things, just make sure by the time you finish being a student, you know all those things that you didn't know. And there are things that you're still not going to be knowing as an intern. We can ask the intern doctors, they'll tell you that there are things that they also don't know. The concept, there are things that they also don't know until you reach there, that specialist level. I'm sure specialists also now go back and redo guidelines and protocols and things like that because things are always changing. You always don't remember everything. But I was just, that all happened, and it was a nice little reminder. I remember reflecting on the Friday of after my week, and I was like, girl, you were actually doing so much better than I thought you would. Like, I did a lot of things that I never thought I would be doing. I actually survived EC, and which was great.
I'm proud of you, friend. So proud of you.
I'm proud of you too. Like, guys, the growth here.
Yo, guys, it's insane, Shame. It's so insane.
No, I'm proud of us.
Yo, I'm so proud of us.
I think our first rotation was internal in third year.
Yeah.
Our first rotation was internal, like just now.
No, it was peds, no?
No, it was internal. In fourth year, we started with peds and then internal. In third year, we started with internal, then peds.
Sure.
Yeah, and just looking back at those two people,
it's insane.
The growth is insane. We can see it, and now just like when you're always confronted with new things that you don't know. Of course, there are things that you don't know as you go older, like in the profession, but you forget that there are things that you didn't know that you actually know now, which is amazing.
Yeah. And I just wanted to add, sorry if this is gonna take away from the plan, the route that you had made.
Okay,
but I just wanted to add and say that from all of, English, since being your CP, and I think also just especially now during these weeks that we've been here. I just want to say that there's honestly so much that I've learned from you.
Guys,
things that I see that I need to now sort of implement in my life, and this is sort of going back to what you were saying about how yesterday you took that you had just said that you were going to take that mental health day off, and
I took the half day off just for mom, dad. I know you.
I know. Still showed up and did her work, guys. She did still showed up. But I think for me, that's one of the many things that I feel like I have learned from you. Not feel like I know I have learned from you, and I feel like that I need to sort of do for myself. Going back to how you were saying that you're able to recognize when things are going down and when things are going up, and you've established ways for yourself to sort of correct and sort of compensate for when things are going which way. Yes. So for me, in relation to that, what I've seen is that I need to take in my life is that thing of, there will be moments where I can see that no man, things are getting tough.
Yeah.
But there's just something in me that is just like, I need to keep pushing. And I need to be strong.
Yeah.
Who I need to be strong for, I don't know. So that's the thing that I need to work on, in that as much as like I said in the beginning, guys, I'm such a big advocate of when it's time to clock off, it's time to clock off. When it's time to take a mental health break, take a mental health break.
Yeah.
But it's so strange because I find it so difficult to do that for myself. And yesterday, when I was driving back to the hospital after dropping Rudara off, I was just thinking,
why am I going?
Sure, man, Rudara is better than me. Rudara is stronger than me, because why am I going back to that place knowing very well that I don't want to be there, knowing very well that like my mood is not going to change when I'm there, because it's that very place that put me in this weird mood. Space.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's just what I wanted to say to you, Finn, that I really have learned a lot from you, and that's one of the things that I want to practice more in my life, because sometimes I'm just a pick me too much for this degree, and
we all are
to my detriment at some point, guys. You really you really don't have to be a pick, especially when now you're seeing what our classmates and our colleagues are doing, and you're just like, girl, you are doing way more than you need to be doing. It's okay for you to take off day. It really is fine.
It's okay.
So yeah,
girls, I also like, it's just that thing of balance between resilience and, I don't know if the other word is grace, or I don't know, which now also, it's very funny because it just translates back to our characters. You are the strong firstborn vibes person, and I'm the lastborn vibes softy, and now I also now have to make sure that I don't dip my toes too much into taking day offs or half day offs, or letting things come to me too much. And now you also now have to find the balance between not now being too resilient, because that is going to make you too soft, too hard. I don't know the English word, but it's also going to make me now not as competent as I want to, and still not as competent as you want to in terms of empathy, compassion, and things.
Yeah.
So like, it's just all a package.
It's all about balance, guys.
It's a package. But to wrap it up, we've been yapping.
We have been yapping, but it's been so great yapping with you.
Also, guys, it's cold here. Like, it's cold here. That's why we're wearing layers and have blankets.
I have a hot water bottle.
You see, she bought this.
Because girls,
when did you buy it? Yesterday.
I bought it
the day before.
I think the day before.
You guys, it's cold in the Karoo.
It's cold in here, guys.
If you're coming here for FemMed, sorrows and prayers.
To you. Because girls, it's cold.
Yeah. Okay, before we leave, I wanted to ask you, not last week, just before we came here, I was nervous and didn't know what to expect. I'm sure you were also feeling some kind of feelings in your own way. But now you can see that, again, it was not that deep. It's never that serious. So I want you to now think of a message to say to yourself next year, 2026, on the 18th of April. You're talking to Letu. We don't know what exact rotation you'll be doing then, but we'll still be...
we'll still be in med school. No, we said we're nearly done, but we're still here.
When we're done, we'll let you guys know. When we're done, you'll be the first to know. It's very soon, but it's also not too soon. But anyway, so just a message to Letu next year, this time, on this day.
You deserve to be here. Take up the space that you need to take up, but you deserve to be here. I think I especially learned that during this time.
Yeah.
Especially like when you're in the EC alone on call. You can be downcast by the fact that maybe when I was now relaying this presentation to the doctor, I didn't get the right diagnosis or things like that. And it does make you feel a little bit of that imposter syndrome of, again, what am I doing here? Do I even deserve to be here?
Yeah.
But it's like, girl, you do deserve to be here.
Yeah.
You have worked too hard. There are so many. We have lost so many soldiers through the years.
Yeah.
It is, and it's natural for any university degree where we do lose some soldiers across the way. So you deserve to be here.
Yeah.
And No one can tell you otherwise.
Yeah.
You didn't get here through funny methods. You worked hard. You proved yourself to be here. And yeah, you don't need to prove yourself to anyone, actually, that you need to be here. You deserve to be here. That's what I tell myself.
Oh, yeah. Yo, guys.
It's deep over here still.
I know we love to play, but when we go deep,
we go deep.
But yeah. Anyway, for me, I think I would also tell myself, like, you deserve to be here. But I think the most important thing I would have to remind myself over and over again is that you always end up being fine. You always end up being fine. So what makes you think you're not going to be fine now? The other thing I would tell myself is that, like, it always seems like it's impossible until it's done. When you look back at every stage in your life, from grade 7 in my country, we used to write grade 7 at national level. From grade 7 to high school to advanced level, it always seemed like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. But you did it. And also, for me, I'm a big girl. I'm a big not I'm a big girl. Sure. I am a big girl, by the way. But for me, I stem my strength from my faith a lot. And one thing that I have learned over and over and over again is that God always comes through.
Always comes
when
through.
Has he ever left you?
And why would he start now?
So, you know what? Take a deep breath, be still, and you make it. You will make it.
Period.
Duh.
Period.
Okay, and we're done. And that's on period.
Guys.
Thanks, guys, for listening.
Yeah,
this has been lovely.
It's been so
the
great.
First ever guest.
Come on! Y'all don't get it, friend. It's been so lovely being on your channel. I've been so gassed ever since you started your channel.
Yeah.
I've been so gassed, and I'm so excited to see the progress of this channel. I'm so excited to see your progress and how you grow, friend.
Thank you.
I'm just so excited for this journey that you're on, friend. And so it's been honestly such a blessing, and it's been so great being on your channel.
Thank you, friend, and thank you to our friends who are watching, who are currently in Cape Town. I don't know when this will be released, but to our friends, the rest of our friends, we love you guys.
We love you guys so much.
And our parents, thank you for the support.
Love you guys down.
You know what? In this house, I know when Lit is talking to her mom or her dad. She knows when I'm talking to my mom or my dad or my siblings, which is great. So yeah, thanks guys for the support. Please don't forget to share. Please don't forget to comment.
Come on.
Do you guys think we're compatible?
Comment, subscribe.
You know the
vibe. Turn the notification bell on. Like, it's not enough to be subscribed. Y'all need to see the notification pop up and then click on it immediately. And then click on the comments again to leave a fabulous comment. And then also click on the little thumbs up that's next to the subscribe button. And so that my friend gets more likes on her channel. I'm not asking, guys. This is something you guys just have to do.
Yeah, you just have to do it.
Because otherwise you guys are going to miss out on so much fun. You guys are going to miss out on so much lovely content.
Come on.
And it's going to be your fault. I think it's best you subscribe to the channel. It's just best, guys. It will change your life. It is for your good. It really is for your own good and for your own health, for your own mental health and wellness. You know what I mean?
Woo! Thanks, guys. See you.
Bye.